Crappy, I think it's time for us to go over to the reveal. So everybody, this is one of the last Iron GM matches that we have for this Kusogrand8. Crappy, go ahead and go over. Watch out for the cold blood. Ah! Well, for the Iron GM, the players were given 3 different GMs to choose from. If they chose the same one, that's who they ended up with. If the players in a secret vote decided on different GMs, they ended up with the 3rd one, who comes in with Wrath, Vengeance, or possibly whatever they had to give anyway, because, you know, how many of our GMs are actually angry people? I think they're too nice. So let's say hello to our overly kind GMs who were on the slate. First off, Iron GM Devs Out for Lunch. It is our friend who we saw over in chat, a Doe Wolf. We've also got Iron GM I'm not in the least bit sorry. That is Jeff. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, DBX Lord, thank you for the gift subs. That is so many. Also, thank you, Wii Sports Music. Yeah, this is the perfect celebration. I can't even see the names now. Get out of here, faces. DBX Lord, you are overly... 3 Habs, I'm trying to do the game reveal. The faces are in the way. I can't even see it. Oh my gosh. 3 Habs, thank you so much as well. Genuinely, like, we are struggling when it comes to money stuff, so all of this helps out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm not gonna have any more pop-up, right? Oh my god. David! David, thank you so much! Get out of here, faces, get out! Okay, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Here we go. And the 3rd possible GM is Iron GM quote 2382. That is our friend Shrambles. And again, thank you for those gift subs. It honestly matters a lot. Chiron, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, because Justin's still looking for work. He's starting to do a little DoorDash, and that'll help a bit, but like, all of this is super, super helpful. Not only that, but I use part of the money to buy Kusogrand8 prizes anyway. So you're helping the tournament and you're helping me so that I don't die. Perfect. Well, you know what? Who did the players choose? We've got 3 fearful GMs. Actually, we've got 1 fearful GM and 2 other normal GMs. Our first player, Alopex, decided to opt for Iron GM Devs Out for Lunch. That is our friend Doe Wolf. Who did Striator go for? Striator went for Shrambles, which means that both of them get to deal with the wrath of jeffXvX. Jeff, come on in. Let's go ahead and talk about your game. I want to know what type of game you've got here. Yeah, everybody gets Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
Are you ready to
Hello.
Jeff him?
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you great.
Okay, fantastic. I am ready and vengeful.
Oh, you're so angry.
I'm so can't you hear my voice?
Oh yeah. Honestly, Jeff, I feel like I don't think I've ever heard you angry. I feel like whether people chose you out of love or out of hatred, you would still be given the same game out, which is punishment anyway.
I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it made me angry.
Oh yeah. Well, good. So what do we have today?
Today we have Poogaboo, La Pulga 2, which I'm sure I'm not pronouncing very well, but it's the sequel to Poogaboo. It's a 1991 DOS game from Spain.
Yeah, everybody, we've had a few Spanish games lately, and we are not stopping the trend. The players will have 1 hour to get through La Pulga 2. That's the name, right? La Pulga 2 for DOS.
You can just, you can just call it Poogaboo.
Poogaboo. How do I spell Poogaboo?
Poogaboo. It is, as you might suspect, the sequel to Bugaboo.
Okay, that
Pulga
helps.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask because, like, in Spanish, you're not going to have a double O. So if this is from Spain, they're using cool, fancy schmancy English spelling here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about this, though. I know nothing about the game. I feel like I know Poogaboo, but I've forgotten enough about it that, honestly, I'll probably rediscover what a Poogaboo is in just a little bit. Well, the audio should be up, but because they are sitting on the title screen right now, not a big surprise that we don't have any. I will go ahead and check to see if the players are ready to begin. DBX Lord, thank you for the gift subs. Oh my gosh. 20 gift subs? What the crap? Okay, everybody, I love you, DBX Lord. You don't have to do that, but I love you so much. What was I doing, Jeff? I was going to check with the players, but then somebody dropped a whole bunch of gift subs here, and it's so kind. We have a lot of good people in the community, like, seriously.
I need to get my resub in now before I catch one of these gift subs by accident.
Thank you, Jeff, for resubscribing. Okay, so I'm gonna check with the players right now. I'm ready. Klutz Lament, thank you so much for resubscribing as well. Oh my gosh. I don't know what a hype train is, but apparently it's level 6. I bet the demon train, or the ghost train, was a higher level than that, though. That's fine.
If you sub to a hype train or sub or give bits during a hype train that is at least level 5, you have a chance of earning Gritty Goose.
Oh yeah, we got Gritty Goose a while back. That was weird. Yeah, see, Mooware got Gritty Goose. Don't ask what a Gritty Goose is. You can see it in chat right now. Anyways, we're going to do the countdown. So what would be good emotes to spam for chat? Well, obviously,
Any
Gritty
kind of
Goose.
insect. Yeah.
And insects.
Any kind of insects or bugs or fleas.
Cool. Insects, bugs, fleas, ahoy! Go ahead and spam your stuff, and as soon as I see movement in the first stage, I will start our timer. I think.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, okay, this looks familiar.
There we go.
Yeah, oh, Escorium mentioned that the first game was in one of our gauntlets, right?
That is quite possible. This is the first game was pretty well known, I guess. It was actually kind of a historic development. It was one of the first games made in Spain.
I mean, just looking at this, it looks a lot like Jump King, with which a lot of people are familiar with. Sort of a notoriously very difficult jump game where all you can do is really jump left or right. It looks like this, you have like control of jump height and jump direction.
Yeah, so all you can press left or right, and
oh no,
and you hold it down to go further. You also have a little bubble or something that you can shoot.
Okay. Frogs, or I guess not frogs, fleas, or are you a frog? I'm confused.
You are a flea, and those things you're eating look like flies.
Okay.
But which would make sense if you were a frog, but I don't know, you're not. So
Alopex, no! The spider got you, no! Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Maybe those are mites that are flying around. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that flies are bigger than fleas.
Sure, mites.
They might be mites.
So the thing that looks kind of like a bat is I don't know if there's a proper English translation, but it's called a pelican thrope in the manual. So
Don't like that.
I feel like it's like a were pelican or something like that.
Okay.
I don't quite know, but you can shoot it and it disappears for a little while, which obviously makes it easier to get through the levels. But in general, if you're pretty efficient going through the level, it won't bother you.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like the players are doing pretty well so far figuring this out.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, once you figure out a path through the level, it's obviously much easier. So it's sort of a puzzle in that sense.
Ah, gotcha. Yay, Salmon Buffalo, thank you for the bits. Oh, I got a golf emote. That's kind of cool. Thank you, Twitch. See, that's what I got. Yeah, specifically missing the golf putt. I think I appreciate that more than Gritty Goose, I gotta be honest.
I mean, hey, every different strokes for different folks.
Oh my god. Yeah, everybody, you've got an hour of Poogaboo, whatever the crap. Yeah, hope you're ready for this crap. Because if not, you're in the wrong place. Well, right now, how are we judging progress, by the way? How are we doing this? Is it just based off of how high you get?
Yes, but with a caveat.
Okay.
So the levels, your goal is just to get to the top. Everything else doesn't matter and just relates to points. So it's going to be how high you get vertically. However, the problem is I don't want to measure progress by having a player just like jump straight up into air and that be more progress, because that's not really any more progress. So it's the highest platform you get to.
Gotcha. I like the eating the fly mite whatever sound. It's good. Oh
yeah,
no!
they put in
Alopex
sounds.
got eaten by the bat.
I know that you're not going to call it a whatever it actually is. So we'll go with that.
Well, I can't even remember what you called it now. Like, that's the problem.
Well,
it's a forgettable name.
Pelican thrope? Pelican tropos is what it says, and that's not an actual thing. But
I found pelican rope, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pelican thrope seems like the closest thing I could find, which would be like a lycanthrope.
Oh my god!
So that's why I'm thinking it might be like
a were pelican.
That's what I'm thinking. Although
its ears
like,
look,
the part of lycanthrope it's like wolf human. The thropos part is the human, so it could be like a pelican human. But it really doesn't look like that. I think they were going for were pelican.
Yeah, that doesn't work. We'll go ahead and say that I appreciate the effort there. You can name things incorrectly in your video games, that's fine. Like, we're here for fun. We're here for weird stuff, okay? And sometimes giving something a stupid name is part of the fun. Oh,
I mean,
Alopex! I love the bonking and falling. It's so good.
Yes, the bonking is what makes this such a delight. And it looks like Striator's almost at the end, but fell all the way down. So we're doing something a little bit unusual for this, which is we're allowing them to use save states once they've cleared a level. And the reason for that is this game has no continues.
Oh,
and so
perfect.
And it's kind of hard, as you can see. It's taken them a while to work their way through level 1. So I don't think anybody wants to see level 1 for like 90% of the match. There are 9 levels, and I'd like to see as many of them as possible. If by some miracle they get through all 9 of them, the game loops back to 1.
By the way, I need to give a huge shout out to our referees who are helping to track this match. The referees we have are Fleaselshade12. We've got Cladesaboo, okay. Salmon Buffalo 2, Electric Poogaboo, and Toasty Stoat doesn't have fleas, honest. Well, I'm glad that we've got that sorted. And again, we are going to the furthest levels. Ties broken by highest platform reached, and if they beat the game, they replay it. However, as we found out yesterday, just because the option, or if you were given instructions to replay a game by beating it, oh, what? We had both players clear the level at about the same time. This
perfect.
Yeah, this doesn't necessarily guarantee anybody is going to beat the game, but we still have clear instructions for what to do if they do.
Yes. So making save states looks like that has been accomplished.
Good.
At least by Alopex. I didn't see any delay in Striators, but maybe they just used the hotkey.
Oh no, Striator has been devoured.
Oh no.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Don't eat me.
But it's also maybe that made sense because Striator only had 1 life. But there isn't. I mean, there isn't a huge advantage to having multiple lives. I mean, you start from the same platform you're on after you lose a life.
Yeah, it does look like Striator is using the save. So, yeah, Striator has definitely accomplished using the save state.
So I was saying it's not a huge advantage if you did a save state with, 1 life versus 4, because
it might actually be faster.
It's a little bit faster, yeah. Because you restart on the same platform after you lose a life.
Okay, I love the spider, Jeff.
The spider's good.
It's so good.
And there's unfortunately no way to kill the spider or get out of the web or anything like that. You're just stuck there.
Alopex also got spidered. Ugh. I'm so happy.
Oh, and we... so I think I just saw Striator do this. You actually have the ability to move the camera around the level.
Yes.
At least left and right. And that's a huge help when you first get to a level, to see where you're going. So some of these may feel like blind jumps, but being able to look around ameliorates that a little bit.
You're not able to completely control it. Like, your character still has to stay on screen from what it looks like. But you still get a lot more movement than a lot of other games are willing to give you. And that means that, like, jumps are not nearly as blind as they might look. Like, you can actually do a decent amount of platforming in this game, and I like that.
Yeah, chat's also pointing out that there is a timer on these levels. I don't think it's... I mean, the levels really aren't that long. So I don't know how much of a factor it'll end up being. I mean, you end up so frequently falling back to the bottom of the level that you're going to need to clear it from bottom to top relatively quickly, no matter how you approach it.
Now, for those who are wondering, this was made by the Spanish company OperaSoft. They worked on, I don't know, something like 29 games, Camelot Warriors being their oldest in 1985, whereas this came out in 91 as the sequel. This is Poogaboo, La Pulga 2, And I don't know if this specific page has information about their first... Oh, Poogaboo. Yeah, there we go. That may have been credited to a different company. Maybe they changed names over time. Indiscomp.
And this was made by two brothers, and they made the first game. Or not two brothers. Two individuals, and they made the same. They made the first and the second game.
Yeah.
Operasoft is a very well-known large company in Spain, or at least was. So I guess they were doing it under contract for Operasoft, and that's why they get listed as the developer.
It's possible, yeah. It looks like it was made by Paco and Paco.
Paco and Paco, yes.
Which, honestly, that is a strong development name as well. Like, a development duo name. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Striator is doing a really good job of getting a low enough jump in order to not touch the spider web, whereas Alopex keeps getting spidered. Which, mind you, I love the spider, okay? Huge fan. But a little frustrating that the hitbox for that web is just a little bit lower than it appears it should be. So, yeah, you got to make a partial power jump, which Alopex just did. And that really seems like the biggest thing, getting used to the amount of power that you need to use in order to make these different jumps here.
Yeah, I mean, this is less about reflexes than about being able to figure out, just sort of from looking at it, to calculate how much power you need. And so, because what happens is you can choose your power, but it sends you height and width in the same power, in the same magnitude, right? So like you can't separately control height and width when you jump. So, which is really frustrating, right? Because you can be underneath a platform and be like, well, if I could just jump straight up and move a little bit to the right, I'd be fine. But when you jump straight up, there's no movement. All that allows you to do is see what's up there.
Yeah, which can be helpful, but...
Or jump into a spider web, which you can do. And then you're able to shoot, but only when you're jumping. So, another thing you can do with just jumping straight up is use that as an opportunity to shoot the...
Oh no, Alopex fell! Oh, this is certainly a predecessor to some of those frustration games, like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Yes. When the first of these games came out, I mean, this was quite a lot different than anything that was out there already, or at least that was well known out there. Vertical scrolling and with... I mean, the shooting isn't really much of a part of it, but it's just sort of a whole different genre of game, different control style than anybody was used to. And so it was really a big deal.
Now, one thing to note as well is that the flies, while catching them doesn't really seem to matter too much, each one does add 10 seconds to the timer at the bottom. So
yes, that's right.
That, may become important later on, depending on how many levels they are and how complex they are.
Yeah, they also give you points at the end of the level, and getting, I think, 1,000 points gets you an additional life, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't using save states, that would be worth a lot. But because we are using save states, it's not as important, which is fine. Like, honestly, this is very much a frustrating game.
Yes.
But purposefully frustrating. Like, I feel like this was designed very intentionally to be this way and, sort of clunky. I really appreciate this design. Like, for 91, This is huge. This is really cool.
I mean, so here's the thing: is like this game is 91, but it's so similar to the sequel, right? Which was much earlier.
Or the prequel.
Well, why is it
because well, you said that it's similar to the sequel. This is the sequel, so the other one would have to be the prequel.
I'm sorry, not it. This, yes. This is similar to the game to which it is a sequel.
Yeah, and that game came out, the first iteration, I believe, in '83 on the ZX Spectrum.
Yes.
So this is 8 years after that. Okay, so maybe not the most innovative, but at the same time, it wasn't on home computer, or it wasn't on DOS, whereas this one is DOS. So, you know, they probably had to learn a whole new programming language, made a game for it, and I don't know, it's pretty good looking.
This came out on a bunch of systems as well. This was Amstrad and
it was also on ZX Spectrum and
ZX
MSX.
Spectrum. Yeah, I was just saying that like coming up with something really innovative, coming up with something in 1983 like this is just so different than everything. And even by 91, it's hard to think of things that were at all similar to it.
Yeah.
But that 1983 game is really what sort of put Spain on the map as a game developer.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not the best game out there. It's got flaws, but welcome to Kusogrand8. We're not only about, like, games that are absolutely bad. There are a lot of games that, you know, people don't know about these days that were foundational in some ways when it comes to the video game industry. And, you know, as flawed and frustrating as they are, they're still a part of the history, and I think that it's important.
They are, and as you mentioned, this is in some ways sort of a predecessor to some modern frustration games about going up
or
getting over things.
Getting over things. Yeah. I still think like Jump King is one of the games that I'm like, I don't love it too much, but it's very reminiscent of this, although I'm not sure if that one has a fixed jump height or if it is power based, sort of like this one.
I mean, this doesn't, I mean, there are obviously you can fall to the bottom, but the levels are short enough. It doesn't have the same kind of like, oh, I just spent 20 minutes getting up here and now I'm at the bottom. I found it more like I can barely get anywhere in the level and I keep falling down.
Yeah, like I've seen Alopex make a decent amount of progress going up. I'm not sure about Striator. I think Alopex is currently in the lead.
I think so too. Alopex,
Yeah, looking at the ref notes, Alopex is at platform above Spiderweb. Striator is at, I ain't writing anything here, to be honest. So that is the separation that we've got between the two players. No, I got a joke. I love when I see notes from our referees that make me laugh.
The levels are actually also like very thoughtfully designed, so that like there are places where they sort of expect you to bonk your head on things.
Oh yeah.
And then they put a vine there to ensure that you do, right? So
Jeff, nobody's beating this game. Nobody's beating this. There's no chance anybody's beating this.
I mean, I'm with you, but there is no YouTube video evidence of anybody beating the game, but there is a website where somebody claims to have beaten it.
I mean, okay, that's fair. Taking a look, by the way, yeah, like, I'd be interested. Hey, welcome to Brosentia Sees a Game and starts talking about ways to speedrun it. This could be a pretty interesting speedrun, like a really fast one. But
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I mean, there's a little bit of RNG with the pelican, right? Because sometimes you're
yes,
just
the pelican.
you can't see the pelican on the screen, and he's just like right above you, so you're just going to jump right into him. You can obviously shoot the pelican and then not have to worry about that, but that takes time.
Yeah.
But other than the pelican, there's no RNG, and if you just figure out like exactly how many squares of magnitude you need in what direction, you could just map the whole thing out, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Just so people know, Alopex has probably made it a little more than halfway up. I'm looking at the ref sheet because they've got maps and such to show. And yeah, Alopex has gotten about halfway up, a little bit more than that on this stage.
Yeah, I mean, they're like I said, they're not particularly long stages, so you can get back up to where you were, in just a couple minutes. So wherever the players are right now, I think it's still a very open. Well, I mean, there's also 40 minutes left.
I think we're going to start having drama in Twitch chat, though, because our resident frog expert said that this is a frog.
Well, that's not what the lore says.
That's what the frog expert says. I don't know what to say, If a frog expert tells me something, do I argue against them?
Well, I'm a flea expert.
Oh, no.
So I tell you what to play.
No. Everybody, I wasn't prepared for this level of drama. Yeah, here we go. Alopex has been up in this stretch a little bit before.
Is in the title of the game, so I don't know how much clearer you can get by that. It's not La Fraga, it's La Pulga.
Yeah. In fact, you said that there is a mayor of Pulga la Nueva.
Yes.
Which means the new inch, but Pulga, because that means flea. It's a pun. Pulgada is inch, flea is Pulga. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about the lore yet.
Yeah, please tell me a little bit about this lore.
So, the manual offers a brief background, and it reminds you of the plot of Poogaboo 1, and the protagonist in that game is the grandmother of the protagonist in this game. And in Poogaboo 1, she lived on the back of Uncle Cipriano's dog and decided that she wanted to see the world and find a new home, but she fell into a cave. And fleas need to be around people, dogs, goats, or others. And there were horrible bugs threatening to eat her where she ended up.
Then get on the pelican demon. The pelican throw. Yeah.
So in this game, your character makes a bet with your cousin Poogaboo, and as a result, you find yourself in the same situation as your grandmother. But it's not just your house that's on stake. It's your life, and your house is referenced as being the back of the daughter of Pulga la Nueva, which is we'll present you as just explaining. And it goes on to say, "My life is in danger. I'm sorry, I can't keep telling this story. They're coming for me, and I don't want to end up in their stomach. Save me!"
Okay, we're trying. We're trying to save you by making you jump. A little ironic that it talks to the player, but then you're just telling, like, you're playing as the character. Like, exactly what kind of wall? Are we breaking the fourth wall here? Fifth wall? We're breaking a lot of walls here.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's in the manual, so it's like, there's a narrator that's giving you instructions and everything, but then suddenly the narrator is you.
there's second spiderweb near Alopex. Striator is very close to that area as well. Unfortunately, Striator fell down. Okay, maybe not very close. No, Alopex falling down significantly.
Oh. This is I didn't want to alarm the players, so I told them that this game had a non-trivial difficulty. Which was a diplomatic way to put it. And somebody in chat is asking if there are extra lives, and you can get an extra life from gaining enough points. I don't know if something is wrong, but I can't hear Brosentia.
No, I was talking to the next GM because
got it.
Yeah, I apologize. And the music stopped. Why is the music stopped? Because there's like a full minute of silence at the end of this video. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate it. Yeah, nothing wrong with the stream. It's just me being quiet and contemplative while the music simultaneously stops for a minute, because thank you people who put videos on YouTube with a minute of silence at the end. That's very, very helpful. Yeah, we're all crying for the Pulgas. That's true.
Yes. I'm with you now about we're not going to see clear of this game.
Yeah, no way. There's no way. And per Scorian, Striator is currently in the lead. We'll have to see. Obviously, you know, our refs are keeping track of everything here. But it's very possible that we did have a lead change. I have a hard time seeing that because I think we only... Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay, here's what might help. I'll put this in the chat so people can see this. It's maps of the levels.
Yeah, go ahead and share that. And yeah, it looks like we're getting at least Alopex's personal best listed
so that's the
on
spec version.
So that's helpful.
That's the ZX Spectrum version, but the maps, as far as I could tell, were the same. So you can see like there's two spider webs on level 2, and that top spider web is very close to the end. Of course, our players don't have these maps.
It's true. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I can... I'm going to save that. No, what I'm going to do is get our tracker up and scroll over so people can see more or less where at least our personal best for one of our players is. Of course, referees sometimes keep track a little bit different, and that's fine. There's no hard and fast rule to this, but I'll make this bigger and stretch it out a little bit. Bam. Ignore. Okay, so here, the big green one, that is the map that we are currently using, and Alopex has made it... Where is it? Up, right to this platform at the bottom of the middle green area. Alopex from there will need to jump up left onto sort of the cliff by the left side of the green rectangle, and then up right in order to get across. Falling down, though, there is a spider web between the two floating platforms, and that is the main danger for our players. So yeah, there we go. That's more or less what is going on here for this level.
feeling we still have 30 minutes left. I have a feeling one or both of our players will clear level 2, which honestly is a major accomplishment if they get that far. I took I took a while to beat level 1, and I couldn't get past level 2. So
yeah, that's fair. By the way, apparently there is a number 2 fight for Striator that's on the map, but I actually can't see it. Nope. That's fine. Like, our players know what's going on. And our referees know what's going on. I will just trust them. Welcome to my life about being clueless about everything.
Watching these players kill the pelican as they're jumping.
Alopex needs to move the camera around.
I feel like a lot of the RNG can really be ameliorated if you're fast enough with those shots.
Oh yeah.
So I was saying, like, most of the game isn't really about reflexes. That part of it would be. But yeah, I mean, that could definitely make a speed run more of a realistic thing.
Yeah, I think what Alopex really needs to do is move the camera around when up left here in order to see where they need to go. Okay, Alopex sees some platforms up above. Unfortunately, spider time! I love spider time. My favorite time of the year.
Is it Halloween time? A lot of people put spiders out.
Oh yeah, it's great. You can scare kids and everybody's okay with it.
I don't actually mind spiders too much because they come around and eat the bugs that I don't want. So that's pretty good. But having spiders is a sign that I have too many bugs that I don't want.
Okay, so we've got a better view of the tracker. Let's see if it actually works on my overlay here. Why you be like this? Why does 2 appear but not 1? Okay, so this is where Striator has made it to on this specific map. Up, left, and the number 1 not appearing for some reason, probably because Google Sheets is cursed. Maybe if I just refresh it. Refresh? Nope. That's okay. That's okay. We know where 2 is. I'll work on getting that fixed, everybody. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We're good. Yeah, Jeff, I dig this game, though. Honestly, I always say, if you're gonna develop a game, make something interesting, make something unique, make something different, or sometimes it's worth taking an idea that nobody else is doing and try to flesh that out a little bit more. The company, the 2 developers of this game did make a game very, very similar to this before, but nobody else, I don't recall any other game like it.
Yeah. Particularly not. I mean, the thing that came to mind for me first when playing this is 21st Century Frog, but it has a very different control scheme where instead of holding down to sort of gain more power, you use the entire home key row of keys. So
oh no,
A is the most power to the left, then S is a little bit left.
By the way, I'm gonna show a little bit more of these maps because y'all might be interested. That's how big level 2 is. This is the rest of the levels.
Someone in chat makes an interesting comparison. It's kind of like Snall for playing a golf game. Just
this game has a lot.
Yeah.
And we are currently over here on level 2. Which is fine.
I don't believe anybody's gonna beat this without save states, without playing this a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like speedrun levels of a lot. With save states, I could see somebody maybe finishing this in a weekend. If they're really dedicated to it.
It's a very long game. It would take a lot of work to get deep into this, which I don't know. I'd say that if anybody claims they have beaten the game and they didn't use save states, kudos to them. They are gods among men. Like,
this is one of the games where I will excuse them not having made a credits screen
Alopex!
yet.
Oh, the spider!
I will excuse them not having a victory screen at the end because they reasonably could anticipate nobody would ever see it. And I only know that it doesn't have a victory screen because of the report from one person who claims to have been the only person in modern times to have beaten this game.
Well, maybe we gotta change that sometime. Not saying
Yeah.
I will.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I'll never make promises
within the
like
next
that
20
again.
minutes, but I mean, I don't know. It's frustrating, but there's a methodology to it. It's not I feel like it's not like Athena levels of annoying, where it's why is that a soft lock? That just shouldn't be a thing. That's just bad. This is just hard because it's hard, you know?
Yeah. Athena, oh my gosh. You know, maybe one day I'll de-rust Athena and play through it again, but today's not that day. That game is an exercise in futility. It doesn't really, the game decides whether or not you're able to beat it. You don't just go out and beat Athena. Last time I did that for a marathon, by the way, several years back, I literally did not beat Athena a single time before the GDQ run. I'm not kidding. In all of the practice that I didn't finish the game. I beat it live, though. And that's really what matters. Yeah,
I did not know that history of it. I had kind of figured you had beaten it a bit during practice.
No,
but...
no. Not a single time during practice. Athena beat me every single time, and I'm just like, okay, whatever happens on the GDQ stage, whatever. Yeah, I beat it.
Did you at least beat it in your submission video?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm not going to submit me losing to Athena. I mean, maybe to BBG, but not to...
I mean, you could be like, here's...
Oh, well, they were familiar with the shtick that was basically,
okay.
Here's our strict limit.
Okay.
Hopefully one of us beats it. There's no guarantee either of us will beat it. And then both of the times that we did the race, we both beat it, Dragon Dark and I, and it was absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how we've had that track record for actually beating Athena.
Hopefully one day you'll come back to it, even if not for speedrunning. I find it a lot of fun to watch you playing it.
Yeah, I don't know. There are lots of other games out there, and honestly, considering all the gift subs that were given out, I need to get back to... Well, we did a couple sub choices last week, and I'd like to do some on Tuesday. That's my goal.
Somebody could pick a sub choice. Somebody could pick a sub choice of Athena, right?
Hypothetically, you could, but there's so many other games out there that aren't Athena.
Right, but there is also Athena. And somebody could make you play it, right? I'm just not saying they should, because, who would be that mean? Nobody here is that mean.
I don't know. You know what? Yeah, if anybody else wants to be an Athena runner, I can talk you out of that. That's fine.
So we got about 19 minutes left.
Yeah.
And
the Striator is still in the lead, but only by like a single platform. Alopex still doesn't know where to go, which is up left. Down right is not the correct answer. You gotta go. Oh no! The pelican throw.
Gotcha.
Not like I care. Not like I care about what that thing is, but he looks like Alf with wings, like seriously. No! Alopex, it got you! Oh, you know what? Actually, having extra lives is very helpful here because you do continue on one of the platforms that you're on. So,
yes.
Yeah, Striator not having extra lives is actually makes it a little bit more difficult, especially when you start getting to the upper platforms. But it might not matter. We'll have to see because Striator is in the lead.
Yes. And if we end up with this race coming down to level 3, I doubt Alopex is going to have many lives there. One or both of them make it.
For our ref, Clades, by the way, Clades is watching Striator. Striator got all the way back up to the platform where he had gotten to before, and then fell all the way down. The Striator looked like he ate the pelican throat, but nah, just shot it.
Well, I don't know if I remembered to mention before, but thanks to Omega Number for vetting this for me, and sorry you had to play this.
No, you're not. This game's fun.
No, I'm actually not sorry.
Yeah, that's your GM name. What was your GM name again? Let me go check. Yeah, Iron GM, I'm not in the least bit sorry.
I mean, I'm not, but... but just as to be polite,
oh,
people
yeah,
usually
you
say
apologize even if you're not sorry. Sometimes you gotta do that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you have unlimited bubbles as a flea, not a frog, because that totally makes sense. Remember, you're not a frog, you're definitely a flea.
I mean, yeah. And that's why you're jumping around in caverns. Because that's where you find fleas. Okay.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Alopex knows where to go now. Let's see. The cliff, like the side of the levels, are also a little misleading because it's really hard to land on them.
Okay.
And if you land on something that's at an angle, you'll tumble down. But some of them you can stand on.
Alopex, up left, not down right. No, down right. Down is down. You need up. Up is good. Up is always good. No, down bad. Up good.
Oh.
No, down bad. I think Alopex is down bad after that fall. Whoo, boy. Down bad, up good. That's the rules of Flea Frog.
Only up.
Yeah, you know what? If we've got a pelican throat, why not have a Flea Frog?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing also, like, speaking of modern games in a similar vein, I think there could really be a lot that's learned from going back to some of these old games and looking at ideas that either didn't work out in their particular era or maybe weren't implemented well.
Oh, yeah.
Or, maybe were actually really good, but just sort of forgotten gems, and thinking about, hey, maybe that's a twist on the genre that we haven't really seen recently, or maybe if it's done a little bit differently, we could make a modern game out of it. There's just so much creativity in these old games that people don't see, because unless you get forced to play this, nobody's going to play.
Yeah,
nobody's going to play this, right?
I remember one time, one of the times that I really disagree with an indie dev. There are a few times that I really disagree with an indie dev, but Edmund McMillan, who worked on Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy, got asked, like, are there any hidden gems that people should know about? And he's like, no, pretty much if it's a good game, people know about it. And I'm like,
I remember that.
I think I disagree with you, boy. Okay? Like, this, like, considering that the first iteration of this game was basically the kickoff of Spanish video games, super important, and probably by that day's standards, actually a really interesting, maybe overly brutal game, just like this one is overly brutal. A simple change that would have made this better, give infinite lives. A full game over is stupid. But other than that, but lives were the standard of the day, you know?
I'd say continues, or really should have been necessary.
Oh yeah, like unlimited continues.
The infinite lives, I feel like, might take a little bit away from the spirit of it, because you continue on the same platform that you're on. So if you could infinitely continue on the same platform, I mean, I guess there's still the risk of falling down, but...
Yeah, well, infinite continues, I think I would agree with. If they did that, then I would probably have no problems recommending this to people. Like, that small change makes me feel like this is genuinely something people should check out.
I also feel like, so if they took this game and they did it like a lot of golf games are, where, or billiards games, where, like, before you actually jump, it shows you the trajectory that you were going in. That would be like really good practice, or like it would. I don't think that would be a good thing for this game, because it needs to be frustrating. But like once you understand what and can predict what trajectory you're going to go on, the controls, I think, would be not so much of a problem.
How about as a cheat option?
Sometimes a cheat option. Well, an accessibility option for a really difficult game.
That's the same thing.
But like, it is still a little bit difficult to get the precise magnitude that you want, because they do kind of go up quickly, but you can always get, 1 or maximum pretty easily. All right, so there is 10 minutes left. I would also, I think a modern game shouldn't have the time limit. I don't know that that's really been a factor for anybody here, but some of the levels are a little bit longer, so you can see from the map. And I would hate to be like really close to finishing a level and then run out of time. That would just feel unfair in the wrong way.
I'm really interested in seeing what happens over the next 10 minutes, because, like, someone can beat this level, I swear.
Either of them could do it, and they, hopefully they know what to do by this point. But I feel like if Alopex gets back up there, they will know to not go down and to the right. They'll know to go up. Because, they're presumably not going to do the same thing that didn't work before. Oh, they did go up this time? Okay, cool, they've gotten it. So then maybe we're not too far away. Okay, come on, Alopex. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no! Needed a little bit. Well, didn't fall all the way back down.
Yeah, but
although
dying to that spider
now they did.
causes you to go back to the beginning of the level. Why? I don't know. Just does. It's happened a few times, and I'm not. The consistency is a little frustrating here. Kusogrand is saying all the spiders in the game apparently do that. Yeah. That's why I like the spiders, but at the same time I don't. They're really annoying.
I mean, the game would be hard enough without them. I think that they're not necessary.
It's funny.
But it does. It is funny. I think it adds to the variety of the game to not just have like one enemy. But
no, I love the spider. I think that the spiders should be in this game. I think that if it set you back to the previous platform, I wouldn't mind them, but these spiders are evil. They send you to the beginning of the level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just have it be a normal death instead of a spider death, you know? I don't like spider death. Normal death, preferable.
Yeah, I could see that. That would be a helpful improvement.
I think in most cases that's true. Any death not involving spiders is usually better.
Do you have any Utah spider facts for us?
Utah spider facts. Yeah, a while ago I think when I was a kid, there was a new species of spider moving in, the funnel web spider. But apparently everybody claims that they're venomous, but apparently they're not. It's just a long-held notion that they are. So, don't mess with spiders because they're going to bite you. But big surprise, everybody afraid of new spider. But new spider is just there to eat the bugs.
Yeah. I don't care about you at all.
Oh,
They just want
Alopex!
your bug.
That was a very good push. I think Alopex... I don't think Alopex landed on one of the platforms up there, but if so, very close to where Striator got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but getting close to the platform doesn't count.
Also, in general, if a spider bites you and you don't see what the spider is, go get the bite checked out, okay? Even if it didn't turn out to be a venomous thingy, still, like, spider bites can be gnarly, so watch out. But also, I think that, like, a lot of people are afraid of black widows, which, yeah, if you see one, don't go around. Let it do its own thing. But usually they're not gonna go out and bother people. It's rare. They're widows. They're not like, they're not called swingers, you know.
They're not barbarians.
They're not barbarians. They're not the Vikings, you know. They're widows.
Yeah.
Like, well, dang. Husband spider died. Think I ate him. Dang it. Whoa, Alopex! This is right where you need to be. Alopex, tiny bit in the lead. A jump up there is all that's needed to beat this level. Alopex, can you do it? Maybe you have to get up on the... Oh my gosh, okay.
You can just jump up. Oh.
Yeah, no, Alopex is doing this right. I think Alopex needs to come over here, jump to the left from here, and hopefully not bonk. Oh.
Okay, it's a bonk, but they let you do it again.
Oh, there we go. Okay, Alopex. Alopex may be soft locked. No, Alopex, no, the ending is right there. But this is still a lead.
Oh my gosh. I did not expect this. I think though that it will. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just reloading the state. Guess what? That sometimes happens. Welcome to Kusogrand8, where soft locks are not out of the realm of possibility. Of course,
Although
Alopex is still in the lead.
I feel less bad because Alopex is in the lead. Wait, isn't Alopex in the lead now?
Oh, yes, Alopex is now in the lead.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel less bad for Alopex now that they're in the lead, that soft lock happened. Because if something messes up 2 minutes before the end of your match and you still win, it's a lot easier to not be salty about it.
Yeah.
But the games just do that.
Yep.
Just comes with the territory.
It was just the small, perfect wedge to get in there. I don't... I'm amazed. Either you'd have to really work to get yourself into a hole like that, or you have to get incredibly lucky, question mark? That might not be the right term for it, but it's a term.
But it makes me wonder, like, if you can wedge yourself into places, maybe there are some, like, speed strats that you can just, like, flip through something.
Oh, I love trying to find speed strats. I know during the recent stream, when I did it sub-choice, I almost found... Like, I clipped through a floor somewhere, and I couldn't figure out why or how, and I'm gonna have to go and review the footage, because if you can do that... I'm really curious what sort of out-of-bounds shenanigans can happen.
All right, I think Striator has one last push.
I think so. No, that's okay. 1 minute left. 1 minute might be enough.
Oh. No. I do love games where 1 minute might be enough to beat to retake the lead, because it keeps them exciting until the very end. Just like it's like we saw this lead change.
Oh yeah. Well, yesterday, Jeff, we had somebody come in second, but if the match had lasted 1 to 2 more seconds, they would have moved into first. Like, it was that close. Yeah. Everybody, if you didn't catch Cold Blood yesterday, highly recommended. That was ridiculous. Okay, Striator getting the big jump. Okay, we've got 20 seconds left. Let's see if Striator is able... No, the spider web! Oh, no. I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah. Oh. That was close, though.
That is all right. Welcome to How the Cookie Crumbles. And that is time, everybody. Alopex versus Striator. Alopex was in second place for most of the match until about the final 5 minutes, where Alopex managed to get right near the end and almost made it, but unfortunately a soft lock, an untimely soft lock at that, made it so that Alopex didn't finish the level. But still, they came in first. And so that is completely fine. I'm welcoming them to come and chat, because I think we might have a few words exchanged. We'll see Striator's coming in here. Welcome, Alopex. Welcome, Striator.
Hey.
Hey. So, before I reveal the results, any emotions that you got to get out, both of you?
The flea's life is hard.
It's very hard to be a flea, I agree. Yeah, Alopex, do you have any emotions?
Nothing that is safe for stream.
Perfect.
Fair.
Well, I will go ahead and reveal that even though you got soft-locked, Alopex, that was the best that we saw in the game. And because of that, you take the win, getting soft-locked.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know I was just one jump away from completing the second
Literally
level.
one jump away.
But I couldn't do that jump because it wouldn't let me.
I know, you got stuck. It was amazing. I laughed so hard. Oh, but I also felt so bad because I know exactly how frustrating that has to be to wedge yourself in and not be able to move. Yeah, Striator, right below the exit for the level, there was a little crevice that Alopex just perfectly jumped into. I don't know exactly how precise that jump is, but it was incredibly precise and ended up being a soft lock. You were in the lead for a long time there, Striator, though. Like, if Alopex didn't have that one run, you would have taken it. You managed to get up above to the final section of Stage 2 quite a few times.
Yeah, but I couldn't just make that next jump.
Yeah, and then the spider was right below. I think... I love the spider, by the way. Just the animation whenever it eats you. It looks so silly. Yeah, I'd say one advantage that Alopex had was extra lives, whereas you were playing level 2 with only 1 life, and that meant that you had to do a lot more repetitive playthrough. As it turns out, when you have extra lives, if you die to something other than the spider for some reason, then you go back to the platform that you had jumped from, or that you were last on. And that ended up being very advantageous.
Yeah, I had thought about going back and replaying level 1 just to see if I could get out of there with more than 1 life, but then decided it wasn't worth the effort, especially because I did die to the spider a lot of times, so...
Oh yeah, those spiders. Just the wiggle. I'm not sure what it is with the sprite, but that's the type of sprite that I really, really like. Yeah, with that said, what do you think of the game overall? Good game, bad game, weird game?
So this was good enough that this is a sequel to another game? They decided
Correct.
that they wanted to do a second game of this?
It was made in Spain, come on.
I just want to say that this is Jump King if Jump King had absolutely terrible controls.
There we go. I brought up Jump King several times. Yeah, this is definitely... I think that this probably inspired games like Jump King. Like, Jump King might not exist if not for this game and the previous one. Why? Because this developer, specifically with their first version, in 1983, as Jeff was explaining, they essentially put Spain on the map when it came to video game development with the first iteration of this. This was the sequel, so, you know, it looked a bit better, probably actually controlled a bit better. It still has plenty of flaws, though, especially with collision. Oh my gosh. I mean, I like the bonk sound. And, like, tumbling down the sides of the platforms was visually silly to me, but yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah. With that said, is there anything redeemable about this at all? Cool. Well, that was a fun...
I would say it would probably be a lot better if it had a cancel jump button.
Yeah, there was more than one occasion I started charging up a jump and a bat flew above me. I'm like, well, I'm getting eaten this run.
Yeah, I think that I agree. If you could cancel out of a jump, instead of having to deal with it being full power, are you able to change the angle of the jump before you actually jump?
Nope, it's curved left, right, or up.
So you're pretty screwed. Okay. Yeah, that is a frustration that definitely, with that change, that would help. I also think that having unlimited continues would help just because they expect you to play this full game all the way through, and if you get a game over, you start at the beginning of the game. You weren't halfway. You weren't close to halfway. There are like 7 levels. Or
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 levels. And I don't know how anybody could do that, which is why there is, like, not a single video of somebody completing this game. Oh, well...
I believe that.
Yeah, seriously, great job there, Striator. Unfortunately, you are eliminated from the tournament, but you will be getting a Steam gift card $5 for making it to round 1, and also Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Just hit me up on Discord later on when you want those. Add me on Steam so I can get you the gift card. Otherwise, we have the tradition to have your last words put on the tombstone. So, Striator, any last words?
I guess the early flea gets the fly?
The early flea gets the fly, everybody. Definitely not a frog. There we go. Well, thank you so much. Striator, anything that you'd like to plug before we let you go?
Nope, just been playing Rift of the Necrodancer, you know, another game that is very precise about hitting the buttons at the right times. I just like suffering.
Suffering is the best. What about you, Alopex? Anything to plug?
No, I don't have anything to plug right now. Just
That's all.
playing through Phantom Brave in preparation to play through the new Phantom Brave.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's exciting. Hopefully that's fun. What about you, Jeff? Anything you'd like to plug before we let you go?
I am not in the least bit sorry.
Oh, honestly, that is fair. Well, thank you all so much. Good luck, Alopex, in round 2, and we're going to run a quick ad as we take a break setting up for the next match. Thank you all, and goodbye, my friends.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. All right, everybody, we'll be right back.